Nikita,
Rob,
what are you doing?
I am working. What are you doing?
Well, I thought we would get on Facebook today out here in the book face and talk about motivation versus discipline. I know your buddy to the would she be sitting to the left of you? She's sitting to the left of you right now, wouldn't she?
She can come on right now.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
tell her to pop in real quick.
Chelsea, do you want to pop on really quick? She
Guys, this is what
I love you.
y'all don't laugh at her. She had surgery yesterday, but this is what discipline and the look of discipline is all about.
Yep.
Discipline. Not using excuses. Not using excuses for, oh, poor pitiful me, I had surgery. She came in because she knows it's the end of the month and she knows that the team depends on her to be at work. And she said, you know what? My bank account means more to me and my clients mean more to me than to sit on the sidelines at the end of the month. So that's discipline.
And what? In my team. Oh.
So that's discipline. Do y'all think that she's motivated? Nikita, you think she's motivated right now?
I don't think so. I think it's discipline. If I had to, yes.
All right. So
she said she feels a little loopy.
A little loopy. But
she's here.
But she's here and she's trying to get the all of her files across the finish line for all of her clients. And that right there is discipline. I guarantee she woke up this morning, she looked herself in the mirror, she's like, I can't do this today.
She's got to carry that torch.
I can't do this today. I'm not motivated enough to do this today. But I guarantee you the discipline that she has said, you know what? I can't let the team down. I can't let my clients down. I can't let Nikita and Rob and Alex and Eddie, I can't let them down. So I have she has the discipline enough to get up and get out of bed and go to work, even after having surgery yesterday. So Nikita,
yes.
Before you started here at Jet Lending, you've got a fitness background, correct?
I do.
Okay. Have you ever had to talk to any of your clients in the past about motivation versus discipline?
No, never. They're always just very disciplined. Yes.
Really?
Yes. A lot of them come in, especially around New Year's, thinking that they're motivated and that they're going to lose the weight, lose the pounds. And most people by February have already dropped off like more than 80% of their New Year's resolution. So, yeah, that was a very common talk that personal trainers have to have with their clients.
It's because they didn't see results in a month, and we all live in this fast-paced, give it to me now environment that they're like, oh man, I'm not seeing results. I'm putting in all this work. I'm not seeing any results. You know what? Screw this. I'm going home. I'm spending hours and hours and hours at the gym or hours and hours working on myself, and I'm not seeing any results. So I'm just going to go back to eating French fries and hamburgers because you know what? I enjoy doing that.
Yeah, most people want instant gratification. That's just the kind of society that we live in nowadays. Like, we used to have to like hunt for our food and like make it all homemade, and now we have like ramen in the microwave, so you can have your food within the next minute. So everything is instant gratification right at our fingertips.
So I think it's funny because me and Nikita, we there's this guy called Liver King.
Oh God.
If you haven't seen Liver King on TikTok,
he's intense.
He's intense. He is. He's really intense, but he's into that primal sort of living, no cell phones in the bedroom, no internet in the bedroom. He sleeps on the ground. I think 90% of it's a little bit for show. But
Maybe we could get him on here one day
maybe
with us.
we could. Maybe we could. But he's all about getting back to our primal ways of living. He eats. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about what he eats, but that guy he seems very 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 motivated, but at the same time, I think he's very disciplined in the way he lives his life because not every day that you wake up do you feel, oh, I got to have my cup of coffee so I can get motivated. Or, man, yesterday, just, I'll give you an example. Got a baby at home, got a 2-year-old at home. I got a 9-year-old that's, struggling in math. And, you come home after a long day and you want, then you got to focus attention to them. And then, you got a 2-year-old that's in the terrible twos. And the next day you wake up and you're like, man, I got to do this all over again. Sometimes it's not motivating. Sometimes you're like, man, I just need a break. I'll give you for instance, Nikita, we talked about this. My wife, she's staying at home right now, and she came home. I came home the other day. She was very upset, and she was not motivated at all. She was. I was like, you know what? You need a refresher. You need to get out and go do your own thing. So I told her, hey, look, Saturday, you go do your own thing. I got all the kids. I'll keep them here. We'll be put away. You come back whenever you're refreshed and revived. So motivation is not always there, but the discipline to know what needs to get done, that's how you change your life. That's how you change, like you drinking all that water.
Yeah, half a gallon, but I drink a gallon a day.
A gallon a day. Now that takes discipline because you're trying to accomplish a goal. Now, it's not easy. It's not easy to drink a gallon of water every day.
It's much easier if you put like Mio in it. Drinking a gallon is just gross, but if you flavor it, it's much better.
It's much better. It's much better to put artificial sweeteners in your drink. I'm totally kidding, but anyways, if anybody wants to join the discussion, there's a link on my Facebook page. Go click join me here at this link, and y'all can pop on in about talking about this because I'd love to get some more perspective about what other people think. I mean, it's crazy how sometimes you meet people and at the end of the day, they're still doing the same things that they were doing. I've been doing this 6 years. They're still doing the same thing they were 6 years ago, and they're expecting huge amounts of change in their life. And they're not willing to be disciplined enough to make changes that will affect them long term, especially with their finances and the way that they invest in properties. I've got Nikita. You've seen some of this. You've got these guys that that keep saying they're going to do a deal. They're going to do a deal. They're going to do a deal. And she, in her short period of time, she's like, why do they even waste their time coming to these events if they, keep saying this and keep saying this or I think everybody gets motivated when they see how successful other people are. And then when they figure out that it takes discipline and hard work to get to there, they give up. What do you think?
I think that's true. So I think with discipline, it's more so like a commitment. With motivation, it's like an emotion, it's a feeling. And so like knowing that we were going to talk about this, I actually, if you go to Facebook and you like go into like make a comment or something, you could go to how you're feeling. And motivated is actually one of the feelings. So it does show that motivation is simply a feeling. Whenever I tried to hit feeling disciplined or committed, the only things that popped up for COM was comfortable and complete, and discipline was discouraged, disappointed, or disgusted. So nothing similar,
Well,
but
it's, I mean, motivation is definitely a feeling. Discipline is an action, and there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of feelings but don't have a lot of action.
mhm.
And the way you change your mindset and change the way you think and approach your day on a day-to-day basis is has to be life changing. You have to say, all right, I've been doing the same thing with no results for last 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 30, 40 years, and no results. What am I doing wrong? What am I mean, hell, um, what do I need to change? And then you've got to map that out. You're unhappy with your job. You're unhappy with your current cash flow in your bank account. You're unhappy with your relationships. You're unhappy with anything in your life. You, every day that you wake up, you can be motivated to change it on one day and not motivated to change it on the next. But if you set a course and set an action, and you set yourself up for the discipline that it takes to get to that action, eventually you're going to see results.
One thing that I used to do as a trainer is I would find out what the client's least favorite exercise was and why. I mean, if it's because they can't complete it with correct form, then I'm not going to make them do it so much because of like a disability. But like if it's like a push-up, let's say a push-up is their least favorite exercise, then I would make them do it like every single day until it became their favorite exercise because they were so good at it. So it took away the negative emotion and it changed it and converted it into a positive emotion because now they love push-ups because it's like what they're best at now. I made it a strong suit instead of a weakness.
Well, I mean, I'll take you back to day one, basic training. Long time ago. Long time ago. Day one,
Here
basic training. Huh?
here at Jet Lending or like Army?
Basic training, Army basic
Okay.
training. Day that you get picked up is probably the worst day of your life. Like, there's not been a worse day. Like, think of Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, and who else? Who else? And Michael Myers. And they're all your drill sergeants, right? And they're like, they got the brim on. They're looking at their best, right? I mean, like you just like Imperial stormtroopers coming in, right? And like you're looking at them and you're like, holy shnikes, like this is the real deal. And they look at you and they just walk down the line and they're just disciplined. They're doing the same thing to every single soldier on their meet. They're asking you for 4 items: your ID card, your dog tags, your soldier's manual, and they ask you where you're from. Those 4 things. Is that Alex in the background?
Yeah.
So and you watching them the whole time. They've got 60 soldiers that they've got to do the exact same thing to, and you watch them, boom, 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 like down the line, and then at the end they're like, they ask one question: Who likes push-ups? And nobody raised their hands. Nobody. I mean, because they always tell you don't volunteer for anything, don't raise your hand, don't do anything. So the drill sergeant automatically just says, okay, since nobody likes push-ups, that's going to be the motto of our platoon. We are going to be the push-up platoon. At the end of it, you figure out, and after 20 years of service, you figure out That's the motto for every single platoon, because what they're trying to do, because that's all you have to do in the military is be good at push-ups. I mean, that's upper body strength. I mean, they literally dwell on that. That's that's one of the main goals, is to get you as strong as possible during their 9 weeks. So this is going to be the push-up platoon, and deep down inside you're like, oh no, but by the end of it, you're like, let's do some push-ups. Everybody wants to do the push-ups. So, anyways, that is a great thing that you use to take your clients and motivate them doing that. Hey, like I said, anybody who wants to join the discussion, go to my Facebook page. There's a link for StreamYard. Y'all can come join the discussion. We're talking about motivation versus discipline. Nikita, if you've got to drop off, I know you're a busy girl. I completely understand. But do you have any last minute input?
No, the only thing that really comes to mind during this is I'm sure you know who David Groggins is, right?
Yeah.
He says one thing, and I think it's like embrace the suck, right?
Oh yeah.
That's his like biggest phrase, but that's, I guess, the last note that I have regarding.
Yeah, that guy's intense. That guy's intense.
Yeah, he used to be overweight and fat and out of shape, and totally changed his life just by being disciplined.
Yeah, he is definitely. I don't know. I don't. That guy's. I don't know. He's made out of something totally different than human flesh. I think he's made out of steel and iron. I don't know. That guy, he doesn't play around.
No,
So,
he's definitely an inspiration to many.
to many. Well, Nikita, thank you so much. You can pop off if you'd like, or you can stay.
All right.
I appreciate you, and tell Chelsea thank you for her input as well. I am so proud of her that she is disciplined, and she's motivated to get. These two girls are motivated and disciplined to help y'all get y'all's deals across the finish line. They come to work with a positive attitude every day, and I appreciate them more than they know. So thank you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go work on these loans now. Later, Rob.
Bye. All right, guys. So if y'all want to join the discussion, there is a link at my Facebook page. Y'all can pop in, and I'll let y'all join. Let me put a link in the. Let me put the link in here. Copy link address. Y'all can just come join. There y'all go. Click on the link, and we'll start the discussion. But yeah, every day that you wake up, man, it's not a motivating day. It's not always there. Motivation it can lie to you. It cheats on you sometimes. It's a falsehood, I think. At the end of the day, you've got to have the discipline enough to know that if I don't do this, if I don't go and put my best foot forward today, tomorrow is going to suffer. Not today, tomorrow is going to suffer. And then there's down effects from that. You've got to be motivated enough to know that if you go and get this done, that eventually the discipline's. I mean, let me reverse that. If you're disciplined enough to go and get this done, eventually the motivation's going to get there. And there's several days that you're not always motivated. I would say right now is probably one of my least motivating times, because we've got a lot of changes in my personal life. I've had to cut back on doing podcasts because we've got baby appointments. We've had ultrasounds all the way up till April 5th. Just if anybody's wondering, the baby's doing great. we're having she's growing so big so fast. Can't believe it's almost been a month. But there's days that the motivation's not there, but you're disciplined enough to know that you've got to take care of your family, and you've got to take care of business, and and once you get your one foot going in front of the other, eventually the motivation comes. Um, and I think that's where we miss our targets sometimes, is that you know we're not disciplined enough to face the day. We're not disciplined enough to make the necessary changes. I talk about this a lot. As far as I was in the military for a long time. 21 years. You would think I know everything about the fitness industry, as far as ruck marches and 4 mile runs for time, and push-ups, sit-ups, all that stuff. But honestly, if the majority of people that join the military are not 100% educated on how to be physically fit, both mentally and physically. They're not. I mean, it takes years of trial and error to get to where you need to be. Um, and it can be challenging. I mean, I was in, I'd say, the best shape of my life between 28 and 33, between 28 and 33. And then I got on an assignment, a recruiting assignment, and you never have time. You really never have time on recruiting duty to take care of yourself, because you're constantly, on the road trying to get new recruits. You're working late hours. You're at MEPS till 9, 10 o'clock at night. MEPS is Military Entrancing Processing Station, for anybody that doesn't know. So it's a lot of work hours. It's kind of like sales. You're doing a lot of work hours trying to get a human being to join the Army. And it's very challenging. It's very difficult. It's a selfless job, because you're giving back to that community. I was a recruiter in Longview, Texas, and it can be life draining. You don't have time to do anything but commit yourself that's why it's only a 3-year at max tour that you can do, or assignment that you can do. Because your own numbers, like would be at a big Fortune 500 company. Hey, we need you to produce this many recruits. And it's gotten a little bit better over time, but up until I got on that assignment, I was in pretty good shape, and then I kind of let all that go to wayside, until I got back on what I call regular active duty, and then still something was always missing, out of that time that I spent as a Army recruiter. It's just like something that just took the life out of me, as far as my physical fitness and stuff like that. I never really got back to where I wanted to be. And then I got out of the military, and I'm like, hey, I don't have to do this anymore. But it took a long-term effects on me, year after year after year, until I looked in the mirror and said, I don't even recognize this guy anymore. And I had a 2-year-old at the time, and I knew that we were fixing to start trying for Nova, and I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be here for these girls long term, I've really got to turn things around. I was having heart issues. I was having digestive issues. I was having all kinds of stuff, and I just was not motivated until I finally sat down and created an action for me to get there. Now I am talking about physical fitness, but I took that approach, and I put it to financial. I put it to setting goals for me here at Jet Lending, setting goals for me and my physical fitness, setting goals for me and my wife and my family on where we want to be, by certain deadlines. And you got to, I mean, you got to do that if you want to change your outcome of who you want to be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You've got to set realistic, or what I'd say unobtainable goals, unrealistic goals. And if you just get a little bit of that done, you're gonna be better for it in the long run. Guys, look, I can sit here and talk about this all day long. Um, at the end of the day, I just wanted to pop on here because I keep hearing people saying I've lost motivation this year. I'm not where I want to be. It's April going into May. I've just, I hear that year in, year out, and people are like, they just give up, and then they'll wait till next year or whatever, and try to start all over again. You got to. I picked a random day in February of 2021, February 6th, random day. Um, I was looking in the mirror, looking at old pictures, and I was like, this is not who I want to be. And I was going down a very, I don't want to say negative road, but I was comfortable in the life I was living. And it was a Saturday. I remember it clear as day. I was sitting on the couch and I could barely get off the couch without struggling. And I was like, I weighed 240 pounds. And I was looking at my wife and I was like, there's no way. She didn't ask for this. She didn't she didn't want this. And I said, you know what? I owe it to her, and I owe it to my children, and I owe it to work to start changing things. I was still doing very well at work, but I knew I could do better. I knew I could give more. I knew I could do more. I knew I had it in me because that's that's where I came from. That was my upbringing. You always can give more, and give as much of yourself as you can. Um, and I decided to make a turnaround, and uh, I will say the one thing that I've had to learn to balance is time with family versus time at work, and that's one reason why Trigger Points has taken a little back seat is because one, we've had a lot of appointments on Fridays, and that's usually when I'm able to fit these trigger points in that I was doing. But at the end of the day, um, we we've been busy with the baby and getting everything settled, getting back into a groove. So I know that's not a necessarily a great excuse, but that is the reason why Trigger Points is taking a back seat. Um, but there is going to be a 4-part series that's coming up soon. Don't want to announce any details, but there's going to be a 4-part series that you'll have to register to see because we want to get some serious investors. It's going to be a collaboration with one of my good friends. I'm not going to announce any names yet or anything like that because I don't want everybody to get too excited, but it'll be a 4-part series on how to grow your business and grow your wealth, and change your mindset both physically and mentally, and hopefully you'll get some good information out of it. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this up for the day. Just remember, if motivation is not there every day, then get disciplined. Get disciplined enough to get that motivation coming back into your life, because it's a tough journey, but with discipline, the motivation will come. Guys, we're here to close any deal you got. My girls are working hard to make sure that y'all are taken care of. We are always here to support your needs here at Jet Lending. I didn't talk very much about finances today, but y'all know what I do for a living. Y'all know that we are a hard money asset based lending company. But sometimes you got to reach the public about other items other than just money. Money will come with discipline, and mindset change, and setting realistic goals. I set goals for new clients all the time. They're like, I'm gonna try to do my first flip this year. I was like, no, you should do 4 this year. You should do 4 flips this year. That's very obtainable. Oh man, I don't know about that. Why? Why don't you know about that? Why are you doubting yourself? You've already got doubt. You should say, you know what? He just set a goal. I'm going to go knock it out. That's the difference in mindset change. If somebody tells you, hey, you could do 8 properties in 1 year. You could do 8 flips or 8 rentals in 1 year. No way. No way. Okay, well go ask Alberto, and I'll tag him. He's actually tagged in this. Go ask him. Go ask him if it's possible. A guy called me last year, and he said, Rob, I want to do my first flip first part of the next year. I was like, no. Let's get it under contract. Let's do it before the end of the year. Let's find you a deal before the end of the year. And he did. And he called me. He's like, Rob, he's like, you know what? I accomplished the goal you set for me. And you can't sit back and just say, I'm not going to do anything. You got to put action in front of everything that you do on a daily basis. And if you do that, eventually you're going to end up better for it. Guys, I'm really passionate about this stuff because I truly want to help people. I want to help people change their mindset about, the can't, and I can't do this, or I'm not able, or I'm not capable. That's not true. I've seen unique individuals that never thought they could do the things that they set out to do and make it happen. I've seen miracles happen in the real estate world. I've seen people doubt themselves and end up overcoming that doubt and accomplishing great things. You can do the exact same thing, and we want to help you here at Jet Lending. We want to help you accomplish your goals. We want to help you, get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rentals under your belt in 1 year. We want to help you think outside the box about how you get to that point. Creative financing, or creatively figuring out how you get from A to B. And you need a team around you that's there to help you accomplish those goals. And I think we've got a unique perspective here at Jet Lending, because we got a huge amount of history and a huge amount of knowledge base here to where we can get you to where you want to be. And those are individual conversations we can have at any time. But guys, I hope that everybody will take this in stride and be better for it. If you need anything at all, let us know. Give us a call, 903-806-4400, or Jet Team at jetlending.com. That's JETTEAM at jetlending.com. I will see you guys later. I'm going to go be disciplined and finish my daily routine, and head home, hit the gym, and go kiss my little girls goodnight, and get them bathed and spend some time with them, because that daily routine is how you accomplish your goals. You got to have a daily routine. You got to have it down. All right, guys, that's all the time I got for now. If you need anything, reach out. We will see you later. Out here.